Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shannon, professionally known as Chef Prycey, and today we are making Rasta pasta. We're making pasta, but it's gonna be banging. My own spin in it. It's gonna be extra creamy with a hint of coconut, some spices. Then just doing regular cream, it's gonna be mouth-watering, juicy. But before we get into that, we're coming to the end of 2025 and there's nothing better than talking about surrendering. Surrendering is something that I've had to learn, I've had to practice, I've had to really get myself to a place where I've had to be obedient and still and just ask the Lord for his strength. Surrendering isn't easy, especially when you're so used to being in control and controlling your surroundings, controlling your environment, controlling your problems. When things are out of your control and there's nothing you can do, no one you can rely on, there's no help coming, all you can do is surrender it. A lot of people get that wrong. A lot of people decide to stress, panic, or worry. They seek outside help, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes even outside help doesn't feel like enough. It just feels like no one really cares about your problems. No one understands, no one gets it, or they may get it in the moment, but then soon as that conversation is done and you go your separate ways, you're still living with that. You're still living with the worry and the anxiety and whatever else comes with not being in control or whatever the issue is. Only thing you can do in a situation like that is give it to God. Now, another thing that I've realized about surrendering is I have met so many people that struggle to surrender to God. And when I've really sat back and I've tried to understand why people struggle, it can only really, I'm not saying this is the only reason, but I'm saying truthfully, it could only really come down to the fact that there's a lack of belief, a lack of faith in God. If you knew that he was real, if he would stand in front of you and physically manifest in front of you to prove that he was real, you would feel so much more comfortable trusting him with anything. That's also why faith is so hard to have, because faith is believing something you can't see. But once you get yourself to that place where you actually believe that there is a God, there is someone far greater, far more capable than we could ever be. Once you really believe that, it becomes so much more easier to surrender it to him. I do it all the time. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a relationship, it could be money, it could be work, it could be choices in any department of my life. If I'm stressing or something comes to me and I don't know what to do, straight away, God, you see this, sort it out. That's it. It's as easy as that. Lord, please take this from me. Guide me. What should I do? Give me the answer. Make it clear. Make it big. Make it plain. That's all I do, and I continue about my day. Now, I know that's a skill, because like I said, I know that it's hard. It's hard to do that. It's hard. But once you learn how to do that, it's just so, you're so carefree. There's a peace. There's a peace that surpasses all understanding. Imagine you have a problem and you're stressed out, and this is bigger than you. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to sort this problem out. You can't fix this the way you can usually fix anything else going wrong in your life. So you can choose to ignore it, but it's only gonna get worse. The feelings are gonna build up. Anxiety is gonna get worse. They're worrying, they're stressing, they're not eating, they're going to the toilet, they're not sleeping, stressing yourself out, making you sick, maybe, potentially making you sick. He doesn't want you to be worried. He doesn't want you to be stressed. He doesn't want you to be burdened. You have to really picture God as your parent. Think of him as a parent first, because that's what he is. He's our father. Try to go back into life as a child and you have a parent and you're worried about going to school, or you're worried about going to a new class or a new hobby, starting a new hobby, or going out with your friends. I don't know. It could be anything. But to be honest, parents, we already know, and that's the beauty of it, because this is how it's going to tie in with God. We already know. We sense when our children is feeling down or scared or nervous, just like the Lord can sense. He already knows when we're feeling heavy, when we're feeling scared about something. So when we're picking up on something, we get close to our child. What's wrong? What's wrong? Tell me what's wrong. How can I help you? Or you already know how to help. Okay, you're feeling scared about this. You sit the child down and you talk to them, you explain it to them, you take the stresses away, you ease them, you comfort them, you take away their pain, you take away their anxiety. You either decide to take them out of that course, or take them out of that class, take them out of that school, take them out of that hobby, and pick another hobby. Or maybe put them around a new group of friends. Wherever it is, you sit down with your child, you try to understand where they're coming from, where their problem is, and then you find a solution for your child. That's exactly what it's like with God, with you and God. God ain't gonna watch you having an issue, watching you in distress and just leave you. He is big and he is powerful and he is more than capable to handle so many things, if not everything at once. So no problem is too small, no problem is too big. Handle it, give it to him, surrender it to him. There's so much to it, because there's people that will sit down and they'll be, oh, how do I talk to him? And then they feel like they have to sit down and really pray and really go into the Bible, and just, they have to come with these fancy words. Never, it never has to be that deep. Especially when you're trying to get to know him, you're trying to establish your relationship with him. It's just having a conversation. Literally, if you was having a conversation with a best friend, a cousin, or yourself, the amount of times I walk up and down here talking to myself. You could be talking to the Lord exactly the same way. He will give you his ears, he would listen. He'll give you his ears and his heart and a hug. Even if you cannot physically see that your problems have been taken away in that moment, that issue that you're worrying about has been fixed in that moment, even if you cannot physically see it, the peace you will get just by surrendering it to him in that moment. You don't want to go into your new year, you don't want to go into the next month. Ideally, you don't want to live another day, another hour holding this weight, unnecessary weight, burden, anxiety from something that God is just waiting for you to give it to him. You really think about how much we are exposed to in life, how much encounters we have, how many situations we get involved in, whether that's intentionally or not intentionally, the amount of responsibility we grow to have in this life, choosing to carry more weight than we need to, even if it's someone else bringing us that problem, even if we never set out and intended to have this problem for ourselves. We could just be waking up, praying, or washing our face, brushing our teeth, eating, and we're just going about the world being good people, doing good things, and people are bringing us unnecessary trouble. Sometimes it isn't even us. It could literally be someone with the bad energy, the corrupt character, coming to you and throwing it at you. And if you're a child of God, more time it will be that case. You're always up against a spiritual attack. There's always some type of demonic, dark, heavy energy waiting to dim your light when you're a child of God. So you've always got to be prayed up. You've always got to be wise and using your discernment, and that you ask God for. But the whole point is about surrendering. If you are not good in relationships, surrender your relationships to God. If you're already in a relationship with someone that God has told you to be with, God has brought into your life, and you're having problems, surrender it to God. Right, I've even made a note on the things that I have gained by surrendering to God. I can't remember them all at the top of my head, but I made a note because there's so many benefits, there's so much power. We have inner peace, freedom from fear, emotional strength, clarity and guidance. You literally can be saving yourself by surrendering. A lot going on up here. Surrender it, give it to God. Healing and restoration. It's my twin. Do I answer? Charlotte filming. When have you ever been put in a situation where you've surrendered to God? Where you've had to surrender to God? Like when something is out of your control and you just had to give it to God because you couldn't. All right. Well, you're last week.
I've always had to surrender to God because I find that as a chosen one, I engage in intense spiritual warfare. So when one goes through such challenges in life, the only thing you can surrender to God. And it comes down to what you believe surrendering to God looks like. So to me, that would be to completely let go of the outcome, how you would control it, and how you feel. Because a lot of the time, when we go through such challenges like hard stuff, we're overcome with fear, anxiety, all of them negative emotions that don't come from God. So surrendering to God means letting go of that and trusting, having blind faith that He will intervene at the right time.
You actually give me another point to talk about. Not, what do you say? Controlling the outcome. No, your vision of what the outcome would be.
If you've got control over the outcome, then you're not surrendering to God. What's God's job then?
That's my twin. But I can't remember what I was saying before she called, but she made a very good point. Don't obsess over the outcome, because that also creates stress. And also, if you're trying to control the outcome, then you haven't fully surrendered. We have 3 weeks left into the new year. We are not bringing no weight, no struggles into that new year. If there is anything that you would want to take into the new year, it's surrendering. There's no better time to surrender than now. Power of surrendering, that's the message, that's it. We're gonna cook our Rasta pasta now. Come. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.